Okay, today our topic is about the government intervention, how a government is going to intervene in the economic activities of a country. Yesterday we were talking about what are the reasons of government intervention. So we studied about the non-provision of public goods, so government needs to provide them, and under allocation or under production of merit goods, whereas demerit goods are over provided or over allocation of resources of the demerit goods. So today we are going to see what are those tools by which government will achieve its objectives to intervene in the economic activities of a country. So what are the government objectives? Microeconomic objectives of the government. Microeconomic objectives of the government. Objectives of the government. There are two objectives. First objective is to bring in economic efficiency. What is the first objective? Economic efficiency. And second is to bring equity. What is? Bring equity or fair distribution of income. So these are the two microeconomic objectives of government intervention. When government intervenes, so it is going to improve economic efficiency in the economy. We know that when public goods are not provided, so market is becoming inefficient. Resources are not allocated in the production of defense, in the production of roads and many other things which are collectively used by the people. Sewerage system, you can say many of the things like street lighting. So government will try to produce those goods which are left over by the private sector. So it will allocate the resources in the production of those goods like public goods, or sometimes the private sector has provided us less of the merit goods. So government will start producing these production of merit goods and public goods. So it will improve what? Economic efficiency. Okay. So what is the other objective of the government? That is to bring equity. Equity means what? Fairness. Okay, we find this thing that the free market economy is having unequal distribution of income and wealth. So we want to reduce the gap. The government wants to reduce the gap between rich and poor. So it wants to have more fair distribution of income and wealth in the economy. So for that reason, the government objective is to bring equity or fair distribution of income and wealth, or fair distribution of the resources provided to the people. Alright, so these are the two objectives of the government microeconomic intervention. So keep it in mind, both objectives cannot be achieved simultaneously. Simultaneously means at the same time. If government is achieving economic efficiency by using its tools, it may disturb equity. Okay? So when government achieves economic efficiency, it is not able to achieve equity, and sometimes government tries to achieve equity, so it is going to disturb economic efficiency. So both the objectives cannot be achieved simultaneously by a single tool. The government will use multiple tools in order to achieve, in order to have both objectives fulfilled. So we find these things, these are the objectives of government intervention. Now what are the tools? Tools of government intervention. So what do you think? What tools will be there? First tool we find the regulation. Government will make rules. A government will legislate in the assemblies the rules for the betterment of the economic activities. In this case, government is not becoming the producer of anything, rather government is going to have implementation or legislating of the rules which are in the favor of consumers and producers. Alright, I will explain them later on. So another regulation, that is the price regulation as well. Government is regulating the prices of some of the goods or major. When government have the price regulation for all the markets, so it will become totally planned content because it is regulating everything. But we see if government is partially regulating the markets like necessities market, labor market, or some in our country we see the price regulation of petroleum products. So that is called the microeconomic intervention. So price regulation is part of the regulation. The second tool of the government is, what is the second tool of the government? Direct provision of goods and services. Direct provision of goods and services. Goods and services. As I gave you the example of public goods and merit goods. So government is directly supplying them in order to improve the economic efficiency of these goods. Now the third is provision of information. Provision of information. In case of merit goods and demerit goods, government is providing information to the people of the country in order to encourage them the consumption of merit goods and discourage the consumption of demerit goods because they are harmful to the consumers as they do not realize. Now the fourth is income transfers. And the fifth tool of the government is financial intervention. Financial intervention, that is through taxes and subsidies. We will study in detail this intervention. What are the different types of taxes and how are they implemented? How are they imposed? And right now I have studied one more thing, the buffer stock policy. Buffer stock policy. To stabilize the prices of agricultural products. Agricultural output is subject to fluctuations. The government is having this policy of buffer stock policy. And another policy is that income stabilization. I will do it as it is not mentioned in the book, but I will do the income stabilization for the farmers as well. Now, first of all, come towards the regulation policy of the government. So why is there need for regulations? For example, government is setting the rules for the producers in order to protect the consumers from any type of malpractice performed by the producer. You might have seen nowadays the government has imposed a restriction on the sellers of processed food items, that they have to mention the expiry date and the ingredients of this product. Alright? Why government is making it compulsory for every seller of bakery, for every seller of the food items, that he has to mention the expiry date and what are the ingredients of this thing? Because once the expiry date is not mentioned, the stale food will be sold to the consumers and their health can be affected. But there will be bad effects of stale food on the consumer's health. So government has regulated the market in order to improve the standard of the products provided to the consumers. Okay, this is called consumer protection. These are the rules which are called the consumer protection rules. Government has also made some of the consumer protection codes, that any consumer is finding anything bad on behalf of the producer, he can send a complaint to to the government bodies, and then action will be taken against that producer or seller of that product. Clear or not? So standardization policy, in order to have more consumer protection, government has made the rules. So this is called regulation policy. Another regulation is that what we say, the government has restricted the sale of demerit goods to the underage people. Have you heard this thing? That the sale of cigarette and wine is prohibited to the underage people, like below the age of 18 years. Alright, so this is a regulation. Government has announced this regulation. So anyone who is going to sell these demerit goods to the underage people, they will be penalized by the government. There will be imprisonment he has to face by the court when he or she is going to sell the demerit goods to the underage people. So do you think this regulation policy of the government will be effective? Can we evaluate this policy as well? It requires more command and control system of the government, that once government says that the sale of demerit goods is prohibited to underage people. So do you think government has appointed so many inspectors to look after this thing, whether it is implemented or not? Especially in a country which is highly populated. So when government is losing the command and control, this regulation, these legislations, they will become weaker until unless government announces the punishments and it implements these rules by announcing the punishments. When few people are punished, then this can be effective. You might have seen on our roads that this is a one-way road and many people are coming out from the opposite side. The market regulation, road regulation is that from one side there is a one flow of traffic in one direction. But many of our country people, they are coming from the opposite side on the same path. So that makes what the government rule is becoming less important for the people, and they are not following it because government is not implementing it fully by announcing different types of punishments. If anyone is going to come from the wrong side, he will be provided a financial fine by the government authorities, or there will be imprisonment. Or the wrong parkings are looking around every day. So when government is not having more stronger control and command system, the regulations will not be followed by the people. Another regulation you can see, every bike traveler should wear a helmet. Do you see around that everyone is wearing the helmet? Even though this is for the protection of the traveler himself, but people are not looking it seriously. And when they get an accident, they will get severe injuries. So we see when command and control system of the government is weaker, then this regulation does not work well and its effectiveness will also go down. Now what is meant by price regulations? This is a very important thing as far as the government rule is there. Price regulation means what? When market equilibrium prices become unfair. Do you mean? Unfair. Like the necessities prices, they become very high, which are unaffordable by majority of people. Then what happens? For example, nowadays you can see in England they have very high rents for the apartments. And shelter, that is a basic necessity for everyone. Everyone should be provided the shelter. So when rents for the apartments, they are becoming too high. So what government will do? Government will regulate the price or the rent controls in the market. Government will set the maximum rent. So I am going to write about the price regulations. This is of two types. What are those two types? Price regulations. So price regulation, this is having two types. One is called the maximum price, and second is called the minimum price. Usually maximum pricing is used in case of the market of necessities and in case to restrict the imports of a country or to encourage the consumption of merit goods. There can be the three cases or more than this. So first of all, I use the maximum price policy. This is what? Maximum price policy. Okay. This is the demand and supply of apartments. So where the rent of the apartments at equilibrium level, this is too high, which is going to be unfair or it is not going to be afforded by many of the people. As you can say, the sugar prices in our country, they were very higher in our past years. So government tried to have the regulation in the market of sugar. So we see this is the maximum price ceiling. This is called price ceiling. Ceiling means no one is allowed to charge a price above this price, above this maximum price, above this ceiling price. Alright, so do you think it will improve the economic efficiency in the market of apartments? No. Efficiency is present at equilibrium where whatever is demanded it is supplied. But here when government has used the maximum price ceiling, so at this maximum price, this is going to be the demand of the product and the sellers are only supplying less quantity. Sellers are not ready to supply too much as there is more demand of this thing. So we see this thing that there is going to be a shortage of this product. It requires rationing. Rationing means we want to reduce the quantity demand. At this price there is high demand than the supply. So what are the other ways government will use in order to have this pricing effective? Government will use the rationing mechanism or you can say the queuing method. Like available quantity is this one, but there is more demand of the product. Government will make the queuing method that people should stand in the queue in order to get this product, that everyone should be provided the product. Like in sugar market we saw in our past years that at this maximum price, more people rush towards to buy it. But government says that every consumer will be provided 2 kilograms of sugar in one time. Because we have limited quantity available to distribute it among many people, so we restrict the buying of the consumers. For one consumer, we have 2 kg of sugar availability. Okay, so queuing method, government will use that method in order to ration or decrease the quantity demanded at this maximum price, or government will use a lottery system. Do you know the lottery system? Government will make a draw. Who will be provided this product? So the lucky winners, they will be provided the product. So this maximum price is going to have existence of shortage. The government will adopt the other methods in order to make it effective. Either sometimes, like in case of sugar, when there is less supply in the market available, government starts importing the product. When imports are increased, so the supply of sugar will increase in the markets quickly. So due to increase in supply, this maximum price will be again the equilibrium price when supply shifts rightward due to more imports of sugar. But it is not possible for every market. Like in apartments, can we import the apartment? Not at all. So in that way, government has to use the other methods, that who will get this apartment at this rent. So there can be the other. But this existence of shortage will, if government is losing the command and control system, this will result into black market. Previously, this quantity, equilibrium quantity, was available at equilibrium price. So when less quantity is available, so due to the existence of black marketing, this price will be charged in the market. Even a the sellers of these products will be discriminating among the consumers that they don't have enough supply. So whoever, now the consumers are themselves offering a higher price to get the product because it is less available. So due to this thing, the market mechanism is further disturbed. I am evaluating the thing. If government commodity control system is very effective, then maximum price ceiling is good for the country to have fair pricing for every consumer. Okay? So it happens in case of necessities, or sometimes government wants to reduce the imports of the country, like one product is being produced over here and it is also imported from other countries. So government will set a maximum price below the international price of that product. What happens? For example, this board marker is also produced over here. Its price is 50, but the Chinese product, Chinese board marker is having a price of 40 rupees. So people will not buy this domestic because the imported one is having a lower price. So government will set a maximum price of marker below 40. That people should buy the domestically produced rather than to buy the Chinese product which is imported one. So we say in order to discourage the imports of a good, government can use the maximum pricing or for the necessities. Alright. So government is using this policy of price regulation to set the maximum prices in case of the necessities or to discourage or sometimes to encourage the consumption of merit goods. People are not getting education for their children at this equilibrium price. The government will set a maximum fee for the private schools that everyone should get admission in that price at that fee level. And we have seen it happened in our previous year, 3 or 4 years back. The court has taken a decision for the first category schools in Pakistan that they are not allowed to increase their school fee more than this limit. Okay, so when fee of the school is also regulated by the government, then everyone will be able to get education at affordable prices. All right, or health services. Now, what is the minimum price policy? What is the minimum price policy? Do you think it will be used as a tool to improve the market conditions? Now if we see minimum price, so here I am taking the labor market. What it is? The labor market. Because in case of labor wages, the equilibrium wage rate, is too low. Like this wage rate can be, you can see 15,000 rupees per month for each worker. This is the market wage rate, market equilibrium wage rate, which is quite low and higher prices prevailing in our country. So a worker who is receiving 15,000 rupees, do you think in a month, do you think he will be able to fulfill even the basic necessities of life for the whole month? It is very difficult for that worker within this wage rate. So what government is doing? Government is legislating the minimum wages, that every worker should be paid the minimum wage. This is the minimum wage in the country, that is 25,000 rupees. Alright? So every private sector employer is not allowed to pay wages below this level. This is called floor pricing. Floor means you cannot go below this floor. This is the floor pricing. So government has set the minimum wages above the equilibrium wage rate, because the market equilibrium wage rate was quite lower. So do you think this was an unfair wage rate? Workers were not able to fulfill even the basic necessities of life. So when government has imposed the minimum wages, do you think market efficiency is improved? No. Efficiency is at equilibrium. Whatever number of workers the number of workers. So previously, if 500 workers were employed, now there will be 200 workers which are demanded in the market. So 300 workers will become unemployed because of this minimum wage legislation. So producers, they don't want to increase their cost of production until unless the productivity of workers also increase. If productivity of worker is not increased and they are asked to pay even a higher wages, so they will hire less number of workers. So this equilibrium, this minimum wage legislation is actually causing what? Unemployment as well. So in that way, and it also has the market imperfections, that black market will be existing. The employers may get signed at 25,000 rupees from the workers, but actually they are paid less than this. Okay, so we find this thing, the minimum wages, minimum pricing or floor pricing, that's another tool of price regulation in which government is implementing it in the market. Now another case where the minimum prices are also regulated, like nowadays this is the cultivation season of wheat production. So government is announcing the minimum price of wheat. There is the minimum price of wheat. Okay. So what happens when minimum price of wheat is announced? What do you think? What will happen in that case? The farmers will be encouraged to produce or cultivate more wheat, and as a result we will have bumper crop of wheat in the next year, and we will be able to even stock it or export it. Alright, so minimum pricing is also used for the production of necessities. In order to support the farmer, this is also called support prices in case of sugar cane, in case of rice, in case of the wheat. That will encourage the producers to increase the production of those things. Do you think minimum prices are also used for the demerit goods? When demerit goods are present, what happens? Their prices are increased by the government, and if they become expensive, they will not be consumed by more of the consumers because they are harmful. So government is using the rationing of the demerit goods by using the minimum prices set by the government for the demerit goods. Another thing which is used, like to discourage the exports of necessities. For example, the rice prices in international prices, in international market, they are higher than our domestic price. So most of the dealers of rice, they will be exporting rice. So what government does? Government set the minimum price of rice higher than international price in our market. That is, the export should be discouraged. For example, if there is $3 price for 1 kg of rice in international market, and in our country its price is $2. So what government does? Government will set the minimum price of rice as a $3.5 in our country. So instead of exporting the rice, what people will do? The exporters of rice will not be exporting it too much, rather it will be sold within the country because it is a necessity. So minimum price regulation is used in different ways, and maximum price regulation is also used in case of the products. So we completed our study of government regulation policy. We studied how consumers are protected by making the rules and how price regulation will work in the market. So in our upcoming lessons, we will be studying the other tools of the government intervention in the market economy. Okay, thank you.